viable option, in my opinion. So that's it. You can visit my blog, iPhoneDroneImagery.com, if you want to see more about the research. Thanks for listening.
Exactly what software did you use for the photogrammetry part?
Agisoft Photoscan.
Okay. Which cost?
So student license was 500, 550, 500. And I think actual professional license is 3,500.
You were getting some noise and artifacts in the images. Did you figure out why that was? And did you think it was just a sensing on the phone?
Are you talking about the point cloud? Yeah, so the point cloud, the points are kind of matching each other, and the differences in light tones and things like that, kind of like what Brett was saying earlier about the water differences, different tonal differences in the imagery. That's kind of a photogrammetry way of photogrammetry works, basically. There's always going to be noise points. It's never going to accurately grab every single piece that it's covering. So there's going to be things up here, there's going to be things down here. It's basically just a result of the technique itself. It's not necessarily that it's the software, because all photogrammetry software is basically spit out the same result. That's why you have to go through further and do like a post-process after you get the point cloud to filter all those things out. Like I was saying, through the LiDAR process. Yeah.
You flip that to more of a pre-process instead of putting it out there to the draw, and make your images perform better to each other before you feed in.
Yeah, that's obviously an option too. I mean, having a low quality sensor like an iPhone is going to cause even more of these discrepancies. Again, it's the beast of photogrammetry in a sense, but using higher quality sensor would, I'm sure, result even better quality products at the end. So, in the back.
Have you actually compared the data with a proper sensor? I mean, the iPhone is very nice with sunlight, but after that you can forget it basically. I mean, if you go out and buy a Canon D5 or something like this, which is not even the best sensor on the market these days, and you take pictures. I mean, to be honest, from an imaging standpoint, you are basically at a 1995 Konica Movivo handheld camera.
Sure. But that was the whole point, actually.
Oh,
to
okay.
take something that is
So
right out of my pocket
you can make something with it.
and see what I can make from it, right?
Okay. I mean,
So that was
yeah.
kind of the point. Yeah, there's obviously, that wasn't necessarily the goal, was to achieve the best model possible that's way better than LiDAR or traditional photogrammetry or manned aircraft or a camera that costs hundreds of thousands of dollars. Something. That wasn't necessarily the goal. It was basically just to see what would get produced from this, and those were the results. So using something of a higher quality that's actually, even a Canon point and shoot, I'm sure, would work even better. You know, there's so many cameras out there that you can go to Target tonight and buy that would probably work way better than an iPhone. But the whole idea of the project was to just take something consumer grade from the hardware side, ready to fly, and then something that pretty much most of the people in this room can already relate to, apply that to it using the proper techniques of photogrammetry and see what I can get out of it. Right there.
What did you use for the vibration dampening?
So it was just one of these, I don't even know the brand name, I can't even tell you, but it was basically one of these generic vibration dampening mounts that you can buy for like a DJI. And the DJI Phantom, I guess the way that the mounting holes are, it basically fits right where the iris vent holes are. So that was pretty lucky, actually. And it was just a fixed mount. It wasn't a gimbal or anything like that. It was just a fixed mount. Yeah, that kind of. Right. So the technique is the same basic technique is applied, which you would use for manned aircraft or any type of other traditional photogrammetry. The technique itself, the way that I planned it, was using that style of technique. As far as the cost, something like that, like I said, that would probably be a very small, what we call small photogrammetric model in the geospatial community. So that would be basically just 2 overlapping photos taken from a manned aircraft, probably flying 1,200 feet in the air. Something like that. You just have to think about the acquisition. While relatively cheap, in a sense that it would probably cost a couple $1,000 just for the acquisition, and then the processing maybe another couple thousand. That's the final product that I'm talking about. This actual product right here, if we want to take out the hardware, the hardware and the software, like I said, for me, was a little bit more of an advantage because I'm a student and I already had access. So that was like $1,500. So it's comparable in a sense. And this kind of project would obviously pay for itself in the long run, where you're not having to compensate for hardware costs over and over again. So again, it just depends on what you're actually trying to get out of it. Do you want to get survey grade control or survey grade product? Because a lot of clients might not. That's what the beauty of this whole UAS revolution is. It's kind of opened up this whole new market to photogrammetrists, where we're like, wait, you guys don't want stuff that meets national map accuracy standards? That's insane, but it's true. So it all depends on client demands and needs.
You said it took 2 weeks of post-processing. If you were doing that same thing again and again and again, how far down do you think you could get that?
Right. So yeah, that was the first time, and there was a lot of learning curve, obviously. I could probably get it down to 1 week processing, actually.
So there is a compute bound component of that. Right?
Oh yeah. There's computer time. Obviously, there's definitely computer time to process. So even though they're small images and it's a relatively small site, again, that was hundreds of images we're talking about. So just the computer processing time of that takes hours. But what takes even more, if you want to make sure you are achieving a certain level of accuracy, you have to make sure and go through the QC process of, like we were talking about, filtering out those noise points, getting a model that is completely bare earth, and having a mosaic that is clean without any linear problems like I was showing in those examples. Building edges look good, if that's what your goal is. So.
All right. Well, thank you very much, and thanks for the presentation. So that's presentations for the evening. As always, at these meetups where there's 3 5-minute quick spots for people that want to say something about their company or so on and so forth. And so the first one is actually going to be my company. I'm going to steal a spot today. So my company is Fighting Walrus, and we're focused on basically connecting iPhone, iPad to the drones. And so this is our latest little widget here is the iDrone link, and so it adds a radio to your iPad or iPhone that allows you to control it, control an Iris that we talked about, 3D robotics unit, or also AR drone, which we're going to do an extremely brief demo. But we basically, the next 30 days, we're targeting 30 days. We'll get the final Apple approval and be shipping that out for iPhone and iPad. And so just because, as always, indoors is a horrible place to demo anything to do with drones. They like to fly outside. And someday we'll fix that and do a larger venue. But we have a quick demo with the AR drone, which is one of the models we support, as well as the larger Iris or any of the 3D robotics based drones. So Dave. All right. So what?
What frequency is that on?
It's on here in the U.S. It's on 915 megahertz. In Europe, it's on 433 megahertz. Depending on the
What will it cost as a package to transmit and receive everything?
So the 3D robotics drones already ship with the radios that we're compatible with. So it's $99 for our unit that you just add on. And while we're setting up, I'm going to turn it over quickly to Skycatch, which has the next 5-minute spot.
Hey, thanks for coming out for photogrammetry night. Awesome. We're working, our company's name is Skycatch. My name's Tom, and this is Farah. And we're basically putting together a aerial mapping and analytical tools, cloud-based package for pilots